So, what does the new patch mean for SSF, in particular from a bit of a more casual SSF perspective? This video covers the reveal trailer and the patch notes. Let's dive in. The league mechanic and all its aspects are up first. I will not describe the mechanics itself, I will just get into the solo self-found impact. It seems that while doing charts, there is some player agency in terms of modifiers. I think that is great, although I wonder 2 weeks in how many of these you will pay attention to. It can be very nice early on in solo self-found to target the things you need, and these modifiers plus that player agency I think will help quite a bit. I do feel later on you will just go for as much juice as possible. What could be very impactful is the crafting. You can use crafting currency on seemingly pretty much any item, and the all-flame crafting will split that into various outcomes, ghostly copies, and you can pick the one that you like the most. This seems huge for SSF, where you get way less crafting currencies, but also are less picky about the outcomes. You just want something solid, and with this system you will get something solid most of the time. I'm very excited to test this out, in particular with the more rare currencies like a Hunter's Exalted Orb or something, or a Fracturing Orb. One last thing the trailer doesn't mention, but at least implies, you cannot endlessly use this system. You see this little percentage over here? I bet once that reaches 100% you can't use this method anymore, so there is a limit. The ducats seem very strong as well. Similar to how you can change resistance using Horde crafting, you will be able to swap attributes using a ducat. I feel you won't find too many of these, however, but once you do, you can make an attribute stacker a reality in SSF, and maybe even as a league starter. Mercenaries are back, which is useful in SSF for 2 reasons, at least. One, they will join you for a few zones, granting various buffs and extra DPS, but this time they don't increase monster life anymore, and also they don't give you extra rarity and that sort of thing. I would say this is still purely an upside though. Plus, there are scarabs that force them into maps, so if you use a scarab like that every 5 maps, let's say, you can have a permanent merc, although it won't be the same one every time. 2. These mercs still carry good items and currencies in their pouch. That is great for SSF. Plus, again, there is a scarab that decks out the mercenary in full unique gear, which can be a nice way to farm uniques in SSF, assuming these scarabs aren't super rare, which they very well might be. Abyss basically gets the Path of Exile 2 Abyss implementation. For SSF, it is worth noting that now only Abyss provides Abyss jewels. I like that from a design perspective. I think it is good that loot is specifically tied to a mechanic. I think it makes playing SSF more fun, having to engage with mechanics, but you should realize you will not get fractured Abyss jewels anymore from Heist or Ritual. Everything else is just how it was, including the loot from existing bosses in Abyssal Depths, which have remained in the game. Legion I think is very interesting for solo self-found. By doing Legion in maps you can collect enshrouding crystals, which can be used on uniques. You then need to place those uniques in the crystals, slay a bunch of monsters in the domain of the Timeless Conflict. For entering that you still need a Timeless Emblem, by the way, and the shrouded uniques will be reborn into a new random unique of the same type, but it imprints or transfers one unique modifier of the original item you placed into the crystal onto the implicit of the new random unique. This is a complete crapshoot, of course, but in SSF I think this is a fun gamble. You will find plenty of uniques that you have no use for, but have at least one decent unique modifier on them. You can simply enshroud those items at not much of a cost, of course depending on how rare these crystals are, slay some enemies in the Timeless Conflict, and do a little prayer. It is rather niche, but a fun side activity, especially if you're already enjoying Legion. Plus, you could get a unique that is enabling you to build something new in SSF, which is very exciting as well. I think this is one of the nice reasons as well to play SSF. Find a new item and then get a build idea accordingly. And these enshrouded uniques I think are perfect for that. The several Atlas anomalies I want to quickly mention. These don't have specific impact on SSF, but in my opinion they're designed from an SSF standpoint, as you can just run these without influencing them with map modifiers and whatnot. You will not be min-maxing these areas because it's not possible to do. This is how you play SSF as well. No worries about maximizing profits, just enjoy the game. So that's cool, and I think these anomaly maps will be very useful in SSF, as they let you play several mechanics that you may not otherwise engage with, such as a fully revealed grand heist. They only appear after you place the void stone in that area, however, so it is very much an endgame thing. The trailer, and thus me, saves the best for last. No more colored sockets are required to slot in your gems. This is absolutely massive for SSF, I think for obvious reasons. It is just one less thing to worry about, really throughout the whole game, not just at league start. But more so, what you may not directly realize, there is nothing stopping you from equipping a completely different armor type except attributes, especially for certain uniques that can have a big impact on SSF. And what I realized, those corrupted sixlings that you get from strongboxes always have randomized color sockets, right? But that doesn't matter anymore, so rare corrupted strongboxes will be a great way to farm sixlings in SSF. You will still occasionally get colored sockets, by the way, and if you match the skill color, the skill or support gem gets 10% quality. But you should really consider that just a bonus, because it is just a bonus. Don't be greedy in SSF, right? Finally, some patch notes, not related to the topics discussed. One thing someone in my Discord mentioned is that with Mirage gone, so are the operative strongboxes, which were just pumping out scarabs. So scarabs may be harder to find. Betrayal safe houses though now drop twice as many scarabs, so that is another reason to do Betrayal. Breach was nerfed once more, both the Breach events with fewer monsters spawning and the Genesis tree. I personally don't like the Genesis tree, which I'm aware is not a popular opinion, but I feel it is just too easy to get good gear. GGG so far seems to agree because this thing keeps getting nerfed. This does mean, however, that in SSF it'll be harder to get good gear from the tree. Fortunately, there are other, more fun mechanics, in my opinion, like Ritual or Legion or Bestiary or Strongboxes to provide you with a decent sixling. Synthesized items have basically been removed from the game. I wasn't using those much in SSF, but maybe you were, so be aware that they're gone. Beastcrafting splitting is gone too, although we do now get splitting from all flame crafting. I never really used these, so it's hard to assess the impact. And that's all I have though. If you have anything that impacts SSF that I missed, let me know in the comments. Have fun with the league. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. See you soon. Love you all. Bye bye.